8 years, 8 wonderful years, married to my loving husband. Throughout the course of our marriage, we both always wanted to have a baby together. We tried and we tried until one day I finally became pregnant. I can't even begin to explain how I felt. I was more than happy, way more than happy. I'm sure mothers listening right now would know the feeling. 7 weeks into pregnancy, my heart was shattered, and I had my first miscarriage. I could not comprehend why or how, but all I knew, I was torn. Most of you may think that was it, but I got pregnant again, and unfortunately, the same thing happened, another miscarriage. I remember sitting at the clinic with Marison and crying, saying, maybe God just doesn't want me to have this baby. Maybe God thinks I won't be a good mother. I got pregnant 3 times, 2 miscarriages and 1 ectopic pregnancy. Most of us would run to God in times of crisis, but I looked for comfort somewhere else. No matter how much advice I am given, no matter how many times people told me to pray or to trust in God, I just felt like I couldn't anymore. I was angry, I was lost. All I did was seek comfort and distract myself by going to parties, drinking, and just trying to avoid the problems on my mind. Until one day, I was not well, I was sick, and guess what? I never knew what was wrong. I was vomiting, I was weak, but even the nurse would say, "You don't have a diagnosis." It took weeks and weeks for me to recover, weeks and weeks for me to try and understand the amount of trials I was facing. I realized all the places I was seeking comfort from, and I just knew all of it was temporary. But I had to run to what I knew was comfort that would last forever. It wasn't easy. In fact, it took time, months and weeks, but I knew I needed Him. I came to church again to surrender it all to God and let Him do the work. Pain, loss, and brokenness caused me to run away, but when God welcomed me back into His loving arms, and when I surrendered everything to Him, every fear and every plan, He made a way. February 2020, I said hello to my rainbow after the storm, my baby Joshua.
My daughter Valerie, 2017 started off an exciting and blissful year. We were planning for my daughter's 18th debut, a big milestone for a Filipina girl. I even remember going to Park International Hotel with Valerie and Marison to meet the caterer and the decorator. The kids practiced the cotillion and her dresses were chosen. So much was already planned. July 2017, little did we know it would be our last memory with her. My husband's last birthday with his daughter and a trip with family, friends at Dadadol. We had no idea the pain we would experience not long after. August 21, 2017, our hearts were torn. Our 17-year-old daughter was rushed to the hospital due to a severe headache, not knowing how serious it actually was. I vividly remember the doctor looking so sad and not even wanting to look me in the eye. With a heavy sigh, he said, "I'm sorry, but your daughter is not going to wake up." I couldn't explain how shocked I was to the point I couldn't even speak or react to what the doctors had said. I just remember my husband crying and pouncing the wall. All I wanted was to see my daughter. When I saw my daughter, I said, "Val, remember that I said, I will fight anyone for my kids. But now I'm sorry. I can't fight now if this is the Lord's plan." The whole time, I was completely numbed. Everyone looked at me as if I was going insane. But I remember communicating with the Lord and saying that there is nothing more I can do, even if I complain, because life is just borrowed from you. So help me go through this trial. On the 23rd of August, my daughter died due to a brain aneurysm. They call it AGM, arteriovenous malformation of brain. After the loss of my daughter, I was surrounded by my comfort from family and friends. Until now, I did not realize that this is how I was for a whole year, that my friends were always there for me. One call and they would be there. However, although I appreciated the comfort and time my friends would give to me, even the advice, the counseling, I would not take it because I knew my daughter would not come back. Since I lost my daughter, I did not want to celebrate any special occasions. But on Mother's Day 2019, I was in my room and did not want to go out and celebrate or greeted because of the loss of my daughter. I stayed in my room for the whole day crying and asking God to answer me. I asked Him to answer me even though I feared His voice. I was longing for Him to answer me in a different way. Little did I know, God was already answering my prayer through leading me to watching the 700 Club Asia. It was my first hearing of it. It was a testimony about the Filipino Christian who lost his son and questioned God just like me. I realized that regardless of the trials we go through, God is the one who gives us strength. We will never forget the loss of our loved ones. God allows trials and suffering to bring us closer to Him. In Romans chapter 8, verse 28, it says, "And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose." Now, I understand that no one is exempted with regards to trials and sufferings in life. But if we believe in God and trust His purpose, God will give us strength to overcome trials. We may have gone through heartbreaking times, but God never fails and He showed His faithfulness through our breakthrough.